I have 4 pieces of metal pegboard that years ago I bought a fine multi-master tool display from a woodworking store that closed, and I think I paid $30 for the display, and I bought it for the metal pegboard. Behind the camera I have the pegboard hanging up on the wall, but it's on the other side of my shop. I've rearranged my shop several times, and it makes no sense for me to keep it over there. So I'm going to build a cabinet and put the cabinet on that empty spot of the wall. On the inside of the cabinet, 2 pieces of the pegboard will be screwed to the inside back of the cabinet. I'm going to route dados, one in the middle and one towards the front of the cabinet, and then I will have pegboard attached to plywood. The plywood will slide in the dados. So I could slide the pegboard left or right to access the pegboard in the back of the cabinet. The cabinet itself is going to be about this wide, probably about this tall, and about that deep. So let's get started. So I wanted 572, I got 572. I wanted 420, I got 420. Check my diagonals, 710 and 710. Perfectly square piece. That's going to be the side of my cabinet. My tops, my bottom, and my side, I said that wrong. Now that my sides, my top and my bottom are cut, I'm going to put a dado in the top and the bottom to accept plywood. Now the router bit that I use to cut the dados, it's designed for 18mm thick plywood, so the fit is perfect, but for this situation it's too tight. It's too good of a fit because I want the plywood to be able to slide into this dado, but it's no big deal. I'll put the router bit into my router table, and I'll just take a 1/2 millimeter or a millimeter off of this, the plywood that I cut, to slide into that groove a lot better. I'll use dowels on the corners to help hold it together while I drive in some screws in from the side. You can see all the pieces are cut. I have my top and my bottom here with the dados routed into it. These are my sides. These are my 2 sliding door panels that I cut about a 1/2 millimeter off the top and the bottom of it so they would slide into the dado easier. This is my back panel, and then this obviously is my French cleat system that I'll use. All right, so let's get to it. Okay, pretty sure you can hear my neighbor cutting the grass, but I'm just going to slap this thing together real quick. I have some 38 mil or 1.5 inch wood screws and some 6 by 30 dowels. Hopefully it goes in good and smooth. So, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nice. 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 So I can put a little wax in here so it slides easier. Wax into the dado. But now I need to clean off the pegboard that I have on the wall and put it in here. Sweet. Think I got it set up pretty nicely. Just to show you guys, completely not sponsored. This is, here we go. What I'm using to attach the pegboard, or the hooks to the pegboard, are these Dura hook, or what are they? They're Triton Dura hook. Okay, not sponsored. Got them on Amazon. You can find them on Amazon. But 1/4 inch pegboard. The little hook goes into the pegboard, and then there's a hole there. They give you these screws that go into the 1/4 inch pegboard. And then you could screw it into place, and then the hook does not come out. These screws can be a pain in the ass sometimes to get through the pegboard. So since I have a plywood backing, or a piece of plywood behind my pegboard, I just use some screws with a head on it, okay, or a shoulder. Everybody's gonna want to know what the screws are. They're GRK screws, cabinet screws. And so the difference between the hooks, this is your standard hook that does not lock in place. So if I was to use this hook, put it in there and go to grab whatever I want, the friggin' hook comes out easily. With these Dura hooks, it's screwed into place and it's not coming out. So I could try and hit the hook and it's not coming out. So that is what I decided to use here, because the doors are moving and I'm going to be moving this stuff a lot, and I got tired of the hooks falling out. So I bought these. So I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but in between the front of the pegboard and the back of the door, I have 140 millimeters. So you can see here, I have this tray that comes with the DuraHook kit. Okay, one of these yellow trays, and the tray is, I'll call it 120 millimeters deep, and my door easily slides past that. Okay, and another reason why I kept that space between there, obviously, is to put wider things, and also I could store flat stuff. Okay, the TSO TPG 50s, the parallel guides, they're 50 inches long. They're obviously wide. So I can't hang them on my pegboard, but I could just lay them right here. Okay, so in the back, stuff that I barely use and I should probably get rid of. And another thing about these DuraHooks is I can use them kind of like a handle. Because they're in place, I can just take it and move it with the handle or with the hook. So I could use the hook as a handle. Okay, and then I could slide this one back and easily get to whatever I need to in the back. So I think that's about it. And I'm going to add another hook right here so that doesn't move on me. But yeah, all right, that's it, guys. Hopefully this helped you out and you got some ideas from this video. So thanks for watching and take care. And then I'm going to route out some dados in the middle and in the front of the cabinet. And that way I could take some plywood and put the plywood in the dado and secure another piece of metal pegboard to the plywood in the dado, so they're sliding doors. You want more of that, don't you? You're dirty.